the city's heartbeat pulsed a rhythm of unfamiliar sounds and overwhelming sights, a stark contrast to the quiet life Max had always known. He trailed behind Luna, a shadow clinging to the edges of towering buildings, his paws patting softly on the cold, unforgiving pavement. The labyrinth of narrow, winding alleyways twisted and turned, a maze of brick and shadow that seemed designed to disorient and confuse. But Luna moved with an effortless grace, her sleek form a whisper against the urban chaos. She navigated the concrete jungle as if it were her own backyard, her every step confident and sure. Occasionally she would pause, her head tilting back just enough to cast a quick, reassuring glance at Max, a silent check-in to ensure he was still with her, still part of their fragile, unspoken pact. The air was thick with the smells of exhaust, forgotten food, and the ever-present dampness of the city, a sensory overload that kept Max's nerves on a razor's edge. He kept his eyes fixed on the flick of her tail, his only compass in this bewildering new world. Just as the constant tension began to feel unbearable, Luna guided him into a quiet, secluded courtyard, an oasis of calm nestled between two crumbling apartment buildings. Potted plants, some withered and others surprisingly vibrant, lined the edges of the small square. Here, an old woman with kind eyes and a gentle smile was a daily visitor, her hands leaving behind small piles of food for the city's forgotten strays. It was an act of unexpected kindness in a place that had shown them none. Luna approached the offering without hesitation, and after a moment Max cautiously followed. They ate in comfortable silence, side by side, the shared meal a silent treaty between them. For the first time since his world had been upended, a flicker of peace settled in Max's chest, a fleeting moment of respite on their long journey. Their brief sanctuary soon gave way to the next great challenge. Their path forward was abruptly cut off by a wide, roaring street, a river of steel and speed that flowed without end. Cars and trucks blurred past in a deafening cacophony, their horns blaring and tires screeching against the asphalt. The sheer velocity and noise were an intimidating, impassable wall. For Max, who had only ever known gentle suburban roads, it was a monster. He skidded to a halt at the curb, a low whine of pure fear escaping his throat as his body trembled. The divide seemed absolute, a chasm separating them from the continuation of their quest. Each passing vehicle was a fresh wave of terror, rooting him more firmly to the spot. Luna, however, remained completely unfazed. She simply sat at the edge of the roaring tide, her tail wrapped neatly around her paws, a picture of serene patience. Her calm gaze shifted from the frantic traffic to Max, then up to the pedestrian crossing light. She watched it, waiting. As the red hand switched to a walking green figure, she didn't hesitate. In a fluid, decisive motion, she darted across the asphalt, weaving through the now-stopped cars with practiced ease. She reached the other side safely and turned, her amber eyes locking onto Max, her expression one of clear, unwavering expectation. She had shown him the way, now it was his turn to follow. Her bravery was a spark in the darkness of his fear. Watching her wait for him on the other side, so confident and certain, stirred something within him. He took a shaky breath, the acrid smell of exhaust filling his lungs. He remembered her glance back in the alley, the shared meal, the silent promise of guidance. He couldn't let her down now. As the light turned green once more, Max gathered every ounce of his courage, shut out the noise, and bolted. His paws flew across the road, a desperate, adrenaline-fueled sprint. He didn't stop until he was safely on the other side, panting, his heart hammering against his ribs, but he had made it. He was there beside his guide. The episode ends with them standing side by side, a true team now, looking ahead toward the next leg of their incredible journey home.